All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Tonight's stream, I have cleared all of the drawings from the chart so that everyone can follow along from a clean chart and a perspective that I really look at prior to price action engaging throughout the rest of the day. So I do encourage everyone to take notes. Tonight, I've done a live session every day this week. This will be the fourth one on Twitch. I had one on Monday in the Patreon, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different this month, the first week of the month, and show everyone kind of what we do, the lessons and the work that we do in the Patreon, right? It's not just about callouts. It's not just about, beating our chest, right? It's really getting down to the nitty gritty on problems that traders are engaging with and experiencing, and how to reflect on that to negate that in our future trading sessions. So, welcome everyone. Please take some notes. Listen to this video multiple times. All of the videos will be up on Twitch, and Donuts will be uploading them to YouTube. So, don't worry, this is recorded, of course. It'll stay on Twitch for 90 days and stay on YouTube forever. So, tonight, it is December 3rd. It's Friday. Hope everyone had a good week. Some key points that we will talk about will be my channel strategy, using channels from levels noted from the right before close, previous day high and lows, and pre-market high and pre-market low, as well as why some may be red on a slam dunk kind of day like today. Right, the range from today was over 3%, 3.4%. So even down here, 3.31%. So, and if you guys have tuned in to the last few live sessions, we've talked about NQ or NASDAQ typically has a range on each leg, about 1 to 1.5% on average. Yep. Yo. Hello, everyone from the House of Stacks. Hope you guys are ready to get through this review. So, also, and I will cover how to prevent these red days on something that seems so easy. So, of course, we'll do a top-down approach. I like to go through, yes, we have the yesterday highs and lows. So let's go through and mark that. This is the 1 minute chart. This is the 5 minute chart. This is the daily, and this is the hourly. This is my setup that I typically use. And I'll go through and mark the highs and lows. So this may not be perfect just because I'm drawing it on the daily chart. So okay, cool. So we'll mark this, go through previous. Here, I want previous day high. The right, make it purple. Same goes for this. All right, so I will go through. I'll mark the previous day high and the previous day low. I'll also note any kind of formation that I see here on the daily. So if you guys are familiar with this setup, this is called a 3-bar play. So it's normally, now you can look at it from either side. Let's say that we're looking at, normally people look at it from a bullish perspective, but you can play it from a bearish perspective. But normally it's a bar that supersedes the previous bar that holds over the 50% area or the upper half of the bar. And what I'll do, I'll mark a channel here, and from the top wick to the bottom wick. And normally what this means is that the breakdown of this channel low, this would dictate a buy, or I mean this would dictate a sell, excuse me, and a break of this channel high would dictate a buy. Okay, that would be a buy signal. Now we're on the flip chart, so Let's go on what it looked like on the daily. Of course, we were in a downtrend. We broke out of this channel that was right here. But we can see that this is our 3-bar play. So what this previous day high and previous day low would tell me is that a break up of this would be a buy signal, and a break down would be a sell signal. Okay, so now that we've marked these levels, we'll go through. I typically like marking pre-market high and pre-market low. Those are pretty strong levels for me, and that I've found to be respected fairly well. I'll also mark this after hour low right here. This is just another kind of support to keep in mind. Now, when we have a spill off day like this, it's always good to mark some possible resistance levels. So if we'll go through, I'll mark some levels that possibly stand out to me. Oh. This level stands out. This bottom level stands out. And it looks like this one as well. That one kind of lined up with there, so we'll leave it. And I like that support. And this one, right? As you see in here, I've gone for the most obvious kind of levels. Okay. Now we'll go through, and I'll look at the hourly. So when I look at the hourly, I want to gauge the pivots that have been going on. So we can see here. Let's look at this previous trend of what's happened and why it spilled off. This lower wick here, this tight consolidation prior to a large move up, this dictates a demand zone. So we'll draw just the bottom wick across. Now we see when we break through this, it has a large negative reaction, right? It's a very volatile reaction. And we pop back up. Okay, buyers come in, they gap up. Now when we tap it again, demand is respected. Demand respected here by a dark pool. But on this day, this was a target to break. If demand gets broken through, that means that buyers, there's no bids holding this up, and it's going to have to find the next demand of the next round of buyers. So that was the cause for this large spill off, as well as some news, the events that happened, Powell talking, Biden talking, etc. So normally what happens when we break through demand is that previous demand turns supply. Why does that happen? Because sellers will hammer down on this previous demand zone to make sure that buyers have a tough time getting back through that zone. So now that we've talked about this zone, the prior, why the spill off, now I want to look at the pivots. So I see here is a low, okay, and this is a lower low because it's broken through. And we have a high here, a higher high, and another higher high. So the way that I look at that is that at the top it looks good, right? Because we're getting consecutive higher highs. And then now we're starting to get a low, a higher low, and another higher low. So for this higher high to have happened here in pre-market, I was looking and expecting for another higher low to be held. And where do you look for the most recent higher low? You look at the last two pivots. Okay, so that's why I've marked these kind of supports here. This is pre-market low. Okay. This is the after hour low. All right, so here we go. Now let's get into this. Now prior to open, let's blow this up. Prior to open, we can see higher low, kind of a, this would be a high, this would be a lower high. So kind of a strange trend here, but we're maintaining in this channel. Okay, we're maintaining in between these purple lines, which is the previous day high, the previous day low. Okay, so prior to open, let me pull this up here. We see that we have an ascending kind of trend line that's going to be respected. Now, drawing trend lines are going to be very subjective. You can draw them any way. So you're going to draw them from here. Now you can draw one from there and just extend it to the right. I typically like to use the first 2 points. That to me is fairly accurate. So no cheating, right? 1 point, 2 point, extend to the right. Okay, we're not trying to match it up and make it look pretty. I want to see what's actually being respected. So we know I put this in our plans this morning. I'll actually pull them up. Hold on, I'll mark this red because if it breaks, then you should see that possible higher low. It's not standing out very much. We'll just leave it white, whatever. All right, so this was the plan from this morning. Okay, so right there's the pre-market high or pre-market high. There's the pre-market low, after hour low. We have all of our different pivots, some demand zones that I'm looking at, and we have this trend line. Okay, so what I was looking for was that, hey, we put a higher low, we put a higher high in, we're probably going to see a higher low, a possible higher low. And when I go through and I mark, prior to open every day, 1 hour, I open up pre-market prep in the room, and that allows me to get everyone on the same page and understand, what we're looking at and what we're trying to trade. So previous day high, we're at this resistance, we're over it, we see some bearish reaction. I say that literally on the plans from today. Let's pull it up again. What do I say here? This was here. I'll show you the timestamp. Okay. Today at 9:21. So 10 minutes before open, I had been talking about this on the stream. We didn't have stream on Twitch this morning. We had it only in the Discord. So I say puts if we reject off pre-market high, 392, 391, 390. Calls if we bounce out of demand, 390 and 391. Now that's if we bounce out of demand. Okay. I also go through and state that each morning that, in order for us to flip sentiment, if we're not already in the trade from, our puts or the calls and the bounce, in order to confirm that kind of a breakout, right, it has to break out strongly, base, and continue. You guys have noticed that, I do the same thing, and we've talked about the same thing the last 3 trading sessions, but you don't have to have flair. You don't have to do crazy different kind of strategies and tools. If you keep it simple, you're going to find consistency, and you're going to find your kind of trading niche that you can apply every single morning, right? I have a system, and this system works. So, this one needs to turn white again. I'm just going to explain through this. I'll catch up on chat momentarily, but remember, we want this trend line to fail, and this gives us confluence with our pre-market high. So I'll go through, we write, puts if we reject off pre-market high. Okay, and then I said, 392, 391, 390. Okay. And then I say calls if we bounce off the low. Note the if, right? And then I think I say 390, 391. Same, but for the calls. Okay, this is what I do every morning. Fairly simple. We see this trend line. If it fails, that's going to give us a confirmation for the put. So what happens? Okay, we see that this trend line gets in trouble. And it breaks below VWAP, it breaks below the 20 EMA and the 9 on the 5 off open. This candle right here is a very indecisive candle, right? I scalped this, kind of straddled this on both. Hey, thanks Splendor for that gifted sub. Really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the stream. But going through, what we see here is an indecisive candle, right? This is from a VPA perspective off of open. This could go either way. If it's going up, buyers are kind of like, hey, maybe we should lock in profit. We are pretty overextended. We have that higher high that we talked about. Most likely going to come down for a higher low to confirm that bullish trend. Okay. Remember, we talk about taking puts here. Now I scalp this for the calls, and as soon as we push back below this trend line, I flip puts. Okay. We take the 390 puts. I also took the 387 fives and the 389 puts at $1.85, and a few other ones. 387 puts at $2. But right, this followed our plan. I do this every day. When it pushes down, now we have the pre-market low, after hour low area. Always gauge the price action. Okay, if it's coming steeply down like this, puts, they normally pay a little more just because of how quickly price can shove down, right? When people panic, they're they're flattening, right? Not as many people market buying in a rally up, but people will flatten to get out. So that's why puts can be a bit more volatile towards the downside. But we have a large range bar, right? Bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. All of these upper wicks here and very small bottoming wicks. This one was kind of an exception because hesitating and anticipating this pre-market low kind of demand after our low bounce. But lower wick after that, lower wick. Now, when you're in a trade like this is why it's so important to have your contracts picked out prior to open, okay? Because when open happens, you want to be able to select your contracts and maybe, yes, scale along the way, right? I was scaling all through this, but you want to be able to maintain a core and just let some contracts ride, because you just never know what may happen throughout the day, right? We didn't know that this was going to be a 3% range day 10-15 minutes after open, but that's what happened. So here we go. Let's move on. We push on down. Now, a key kind of thing that I like to do when it's down in a rally is, moving my stop up along the way. So if this trade, right, we take puts. If the trade is green, I want to be able to maintain that green and not turn a winner into a loser or give back anything that's kind of unnecessary. So what a lot of people like to do is keep their stop relatively close to the previous 5-minute high, or you can use the kind of the base of the body. But for me, I like to gauge off of the 9 EMA. Now, when we got into this little bear flag area, right, just because, look at the range that we were at already. Let me see. Right, just when we got to this bear flag area, this was the kind of true test, right? We're looking at the 5-minute EMA, watching to see if we're going to actually push through or not, right? And I actually, cut a good bit of my puts here. I think majority of them actually, just because of the fact that we had already been, I looked at the range, we're already at 2%. So normally we see a reversal around that time. But in this instance, right, this was just a bear flag. Okay, bear flag, 9 EMA, respected, right? You could have added puts there. When I see this large bearish engulfing, right, I add the puts because I see that it's going to take an immense amount of buying power from bulls and just a huge kind of market sentiment shift in order for us to reverse this, right? What was VIX doing? VIX was, ramping up this morning, okay? NQ was, obviously the kind of guide for QQQ. SPY was, dumping, same kind of sentiment across the board for the market. So once I see this bullet or this bearish engulfing, we add more, right? Then we have another 5-minute 3-bar play. Okay, remember from the very beginning, holds a 50% retracement. You could have marked, a channel like so. This is how you find your entries. Okay, now where's your stop? Normally your stop should be break even or this previous higher low wick on the this previous 5-minute wick. So once you push through, this would have, even if you kept your stop right moving along the way at the high of the pivots, you wouldn't have been stopped out. You would have been able to hold all through this, noted that this was a lower low, high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? That's how we gauge a bearish trend, right? You have to have multiple levels of confluence, gauging the pivots, understanding where we are in relevance to our EMAs, seeing that we are under VWAP here, right? Under VWAP is typically bearish, over VWAP bullish, giving it a chance. And under our 200 EMA, I don't have it plotted up here, but let me try to add that, right? These are all levels of confluence that are very important when taking a position, because options, right, there is that implied kind of risk that comes with them just because of the way that they move. But you don't have to take on unnecessary losses if you have multiple levels of confirmation, right? Even here, right, look at this flush. This was a decent break, a base, okay, buyer step or seller step in all over this 200 EMA and a continuation, right? So break, base, continuation, right? You'll see that multiple times. This is the previous day low. Look at this, right? Break, base, continuation. All right. Look at this one. This is a daily resistance level right here. Okay, we break down, we base on it. Look at all these upper wicks. we can see that no sellers are letting buyers close candles above this, so a base, and then continuation, right? So on and so forth. That's how we gauge and stay into our winners a bit longer. I think the largest winner I had today was about 185%. And in hindsight, for me, I could have held on to these a lot longer. Some contracts going 500%, some going 800%. But when you get into that kind of mindset, we're like, oh, I could have held longer, I could have done this. It also leads to user error and greed. And when we start to let our emotions kind of dictate us through that euphoria or wanting more, I should have added more, I should have held longer. You really put yourself into a kind of bad situation that can lead to large losses. Another note that I have here that I really wanted to talk about is why some traders may be red on what seemingly looks like a slam dunk day, right? In hindsight, you could have just added puts and held on to it all day, okay? But why do traders end up having some of their worst red days on days that seem so easy in hindsight? Some key points that I have, right? Fighting the trend. I feel like that's a very common mistake that a lot of people go through. Pinpointing reversals, okay? I've said this plenty of times, but fortunes are lost every single day trying to pinpoint bottoms, right? Trying to pinpoint bottoms and tops when that doesn't really matter, when we should look at, the overall kind of big picture look of the move. And being able to just be comfortable taking the meat without, once we pop down here and you see this big number in your account, you're like, oh wow, we're going to keep on moving, and then it yanks it up and then it's now a much smaller number, right? Traders panic sell, and then when they get into this, right, when they get into weak emotions, like, oh my gosh, right, I scale it out a lot right here on this reversal, so it's still going to happen to a lot of people, no matter your experience. But what I did was able to identify the sentiment, right? This bearish engulfing allowed me to continue on and make profits, right? But what some kind of novice traders will go through is that they'll get off tempo for the chart, right? They'll get the wrong kind of move and be offbeat with the flow that the chart is intending for a larger picture move. So what I mean by that, if we're selling, and we get a move like this, then yes, if you're in puts, you're on tempo, right? You're on the correct trend. But when you get a little move like this and you flip, maybe heavy calls, you're like, oh, this is a pinpoint, we're going to pinpoint this bottom right here, right? We're going to make so much money because we're getting in before everyone else on the calls, and, it's going to reverse, right? They're going to wish that they got down there, okay? And then it does this, right? Then it knifes down, okay? Now you're at a loss. So one, you lost some profit because you sold a little bit later and didn't gauge on the outer picture of the trend. And then you took another loss because you took calls where you thought it was going to shoot up and break 9 EMA, break VWAP. But in reality, there was no confirmation. None. This was a break and base retest. You didn't make a higher high. You didn't even break the 9 EMA, which most traders don't use. You didn't see any sort of curl. We didn't break over VWAP, nor were we ever close to the 200 EMA. So when we get off trend there, now this trader has taken two kind of significant losses, a hit from their profit on their puts, and then just a complete loss on the calls, okay? Then you get into a tempo, into the wrong tempo where you're revenge trading, you're chasing those gains back, and a lot of people will end up with some very unnecessary large red days. And how do you prevent that, right? So before I continue, right, I hope that everyone is taking notes. I'm going to catch up on the chat a little bit. And just to note, right, this is something that we do every single week, in our Patreon. And we've had, a very large amount of members come in and, being interested in a, kind of server like this, simply due to the fact that, I stay on stream 5 hours a day. I got up at 8 a.m. this morning and stayed in the Discord until about 1. And then here I am again, the same day, teaching, reviewing, going over what people should be doing each night, and laying down the foundation for what it takes to be a profitable and independent trader. The whole point of the group is based on education and pushing that trader over their learning curve in aim of independence, right? I don't want traders in the room forever. I want people to be able to, take that leap of faith and trust their own calls and make money, right? So, right here, this is the last month that I will be doing, or not I will be doing, but the last month for the current price of this tier. After this tier, it will go up to $90. I've had the room open for about 4 months now, and we've done plenty of work, seen tons of growth and kind of progression in traders that really didn't have their footing or an understanding of what their kind of trading niche or skill was, or their style. So this is what we do every week. I hope that you guys are taking notes, and I hope that you're learning through the kind of process that I go through. So far what we've covered, we laid out a pre-market plan, we identified a channel, we noted the market sentiment through our higher lows and lower highs, all of our pivot points. We marked our previous day high and low, and these are all crucial levels, right? Right here, this plan gave it to you. I showed you guys the screenshot right before open. This allows you ample time to select your contracts and be ready. You could have straddled this, right? These are 390 calls and 390 puts, right, that we're looking at. You could have strangled, right, 2 different contracts, cut the dead one and traded this. The contracts up here went like 800%. So this was all laid out. All it takes is, you to be able to execute and click the button, right? I can give out as many call outs as possible. But if you don't have the courage or the trust in yourself to make that kind of entry, then you're just going to watch it unfold in front of you. So let's continue. How do we prevent these kind of red days on something that seems so obvious, right? In hindsight, we're reviewing it. It looks so obvious. Why did I, not myself. I was very green today, but from the trader who was right, you're probably asking yourself, why did I lose money on today? Okay, we already talked about being off beat, being off tempo with the trend, pinpointing reversals, trying to get in early before everyone else, fighting the trend, not engaging in finding different levels of confluence that would further our kind of expectation of what may happen. Because as the chart's developing, I'm like, okay, are we gonna dump more, right? Are we gonna dump more? Oh shoot, right? This is a green candle. Oh, okay, we dump more, right? Because we didn't close anything over the 9 EMA. That was strong. Once again, now we get a little bit of a pop up, right? A little bit scary. Some people get a little bit scared. I understand that. But you don't have to trade this chop, right? Our main goal, the main thing that I want, and this is why I enjoy trading morning up until around lunchtime, right? You're going to find that trend normally around that time. Now, not always, but, normally probably 60-70% of the time. So let's continue. How do we prevent this? So I have a few notes written down here. It says, be patient with entries. Okay. Identify the trend. What EMAs on which time frame are being held. So that's a key thing, right? A lot of people just slap the 5-minute and only look at that, right? If you use indicators, you're using them the wrong way if you're only looking at one time frame. Also taking profit, but learning to leave a core to ride, right? Because if you're selling, right? I kind of talked about this today with all of the chop that we've experienced this past week, right? Look at this chop. This was super chop before a large trend day. This was kind of choppy towards the end. This was a nice trend. But previous day was pretty choppy for the most part. So I expected some sort of chop coming into today. But what happened was that I was adjusted to trading that. So I was taking profit quickly, right? As soon as it shoves down, I'm selling half, right? Then selling a little bit more, selling more. And then now, towards the end of the day, I'm like, okay, after scalping and trading, multiple different contracts, I could have held for a little bit longer. Maybe I shouldn't have scaled as much, yada, yada, right? The key moves here are adding into the strong momentum, right? If you're wrong, you stop out. Okay, what are you going to take? Maybe a 20%, maybe a 30% loss. But if you're adding into a breakout, you're normally not trading full size. You shouldn't be trading full size because you haven't formulated quite as much of a stronger plan as someone who had labeled this out in pre-market and was prepared. So going through, we talked about the tempo. Okay, people having the wrong kind of idea when picking contracts or picking entries, right? They think that this is time for us to move on, but we can see here. Let's go through the 1 minute. This is what a time frame that a lot of traders will look at and use. Okay, I normally like the 9-minute EMA or the 9 EMA on the 1 minute to kind of see where I can pinpoint contract ads. Okay, or a lot of people don't really use this. I find a lot of great success, but when I do see instances where it pops out, right, look at all the respects. You could have added a put, and I was calling these out on stream. You could have added a put on these EMAs. Boom. Look at that. Every time the 9 EMA hits, you could have added a put. Boom, added a put. Boom. These are top tick ads, okay? Boom. Now, when you get into an instance like this, okay, this looks inverse head and shoulder. There's your left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now you have a higher high. I understand why some people may have been bullish here, but if we break through our 1 minute EMAs, go to your next time frame. Okay, maybe you go to the 3. Okay, what happens here? Same kind of concept, right? The 9 should be shoving down is if we're going to maintain a strong trend, no candles closing strong over the 3. Wick there, a wick there, right? Wicks. You can add puts on these, right? Don't get stuck on one time frame. When you get stuck on one time frame, that's where traders get into a ton of trouble. And when you get into a ton of trouble, you're gonna make just kind of idiotic trades. I've been there, right? Your brain shuts off. You start panicking. You start oversizing and trying to recuperate that loss. And when you do have a green trade and it is on trend, you're selling really quick because you're scared. So we don't want to be scared when we're trading. We want to be calm, and we want to be able to have a proper analysis that I can kind of put through the chart and maintain the rest of the day. Right? I had a member today, first day in the room, okay, and she took something 600%. Okay, where's it at? Right here. All right, Nifty Kitsune. Okay, first day in Maplestax Discord, it was fire. Only trade I took today was QQQ 390 puts. What did I call? 390 puts. Here, we'll pull up the Discord. 921. You see the timestamp in the trading floor in the house of stacks. Puts if we reject off pre-market high. 392, 391, 390. Okay, it's all there every morning. Okay, so you could have taken those. Oh, what did she say? Sorry. Took them from 163 to 980. So do it in your calculator. $9.80 divided by 163. It's about 600%. Okay. What did small caps do today? Nothing. Why are you trading them? Okay. Why do you think I've taken the shift in my Discord, my own group, and was able to lead everyone in a direction that I felt was going to be confident, or that I was confident that, one, I'm making more money and you guys would be making more money. Okay, here we go through. This is Sooner, one of my mods. Can't thank Maplestax enough for flipping us over to options when small cap commons came to a screeching halt. Imagine trying to get these gains in commons right now. Okay, 231%, 57%, 102% on the Qs. Okay, I didn't even trade AMC or CCL, right? Sooner has taken it upon himself to soak in as much of the education and knowledge and become independent, okay? Is that not the goal? Do you want me to spoon feed you every day, or do you want to learn how to trade? So, ask yourself that. Are you joining a Patreon because of the calls, or are you joining a Patreon to become a better trader? You're going to be that, buying, are you going to be waiting for calls 5 years from now? Or are you going to be, the independent trader that is calm, focused, and precise? So, moving forward, right? We talked about if the 1 minute EMAs break, go to your next time frame. We see that this is strong. Okay. Oh, wow. The 9 is breaking through here, but the 20 supports us, from our position. So it's being used as resistance for longs. VPA perspective here. No candles closing above these wicks. If I was in my puts, this is a perfect kind of entry. If it breaks through, you're going to be able to have a low kind of risk entry, or low risk if it does go against you, right? I think my max stop loss today was like 9%, 9% on an option. A lot of people take 30% because they don't respect their stop. You have to. My rules when entering a trade, you must have your stop loss defined before you enter a trade. You got to have where your entry is, of course, and you need to know where you're going to scale, right? You also need to, if you do plan on holding a core to ride, you need to kind of understand how much of a core you're going to leave to ride. Don't just leave some just because, oh, this is good enough, right? Plan it, okay? Planning is everything. You saw the pre-market plan, and you see how it panned out, right? What if I just wake up at 9:30 a.m. and come in and like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen, right? Planning. It's always. So let's see here. 9 breaks over. We'll mark a bunch of arrows right here, okay? Right? This is kind of indecisive. Oh, I don't know. The 3-minute looks kind of weak. Let's go to the 5. Right? 9 EMA shoves it down. Okay? Now here we go, right? This is breaching through. We get a little bit of double top action, so kind of a rejection, which was nice, but go to the 10-minute. Okay, right there, 9 EMA holding us down. Okay, the 20 EMA is much stronger than the 9 in regards to trend being shifted. Normally, if I see on a 5 or 10-minute the price action breaking through the 20 and basing above, then I'm going to look to kind of cut position and flip sentiment. And that's not always, but most times. So, I mean, here, let me catch up on chat. If you guys had a red day, I'd really like to know, now, of course, I can't get through all of them because, the time I try to keep it paced, but I'd really like to know, why some of you guys were red, if you did trade the Qs or anything, right? If you trade AMD, a lot of people, religiously trade AMD, same chart, right? Same freaking chart. Okay, a lot of people religiously trade Facebook. What happened? Same thing. Okay, let's look at Microsoft. Same thing, right? We're all doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. The market's had a sentiment. You have to trade the sentiment correctly. So if you're trading large cap options today, what was your mistake? And that's something that you should always be pushing yourself. One thing that I kind of preach right in my Discord is self-review, and it's not just all technical analysis. For myself, I'm very in tune and in touch as to what kind of person I am. I know that I may possibly have anger issues, right? Just to be completely honest with myself. So when I am trading and I find myself angry, maybe I'm clenching my fists, maybe I'm holding my breath, maybe I'm not talking, right? I have to snap out of that in order to not kind of let the emotions control me and get a grip on myself, right? We're here to make money. I'm not here to complain or whine, right? We're here to do the right thing day in, day out. If I take a tag, which is a loss, right? I call losses tags. If I take a tag, I take a tag, right? I move on and look at the next opportunity, because one rule that I have as well, if it's truly a runner, which the Qs are like trading the small cap runner, the main runner every day. That's the beauty of it. I log in, I look at Q, look at NASDAQ, look at VIX every single day, make money on it every single day. Right? If it's truly a runner, it's gonna give you opportunities to enter. Okay, so that's where it ties into the patience. Okay, so being impatient on an entry, maybe you slap down on the break, which is fine. In hindsight, it works out. But if you wait for a pullback, you're gonna get an even better entry, right? Lower risk as well. You're closer to this level where most people are gonna stop out. This is VWAP 9 EMA, where shorts are gonna stop out most of the time. So try to get better, right? Slapping is fun into momentum, whatever. Sometimes it's risky because you have to scale quickly if you're not gauging the trend. But being patient with your entries, right? Think about the person who's slapping all the way down right there, and then it pulls up, right? They're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm red right here on a clear downtrend. That's where the tempo shifts. Okay, we talked about it. But if you wait for a pullback, I know that you want to get in on this move, but wait for a pullback, execute on the pullback, continue business. So let me look at the chat, and we'll continue. Okay, so where did I get in on the first put, right? As soon as we broke down, let me look at the 1 minute. Okay, now I took a call here. It pushed up. I scaled a little bit. Then I got stopped out. But as soon as I saw it pushing down here, I was like, okay, well, we need a higher low. If we don't get a higher low, we got the 200 here. It's going to shove down. So when I saw it close, close coming to this is where I start adding puts in anticipation of this breakout, right? And where's my stop? Over VWAP. Okay. Tight stop, probably, less than 10%. Someone also asked if as the stock is moving down, do you have to change the contracts that you might play? So one kind of strategy that I like to do is laddering. So I had the 390 puts up here, but then and the 387 fives. But when I was looking, okay, these I think I have to. That's how bad of a day it was. I had to open more contracts up. We had the 390 puts, right? When I ladder, okay. Look at the delta here. Okay, the further out of the money, the lower the delta, right? That means the less you'll get paid by each tick it moves up or each dollar it moves. So what I like to do, if it's a very clear trend, right? If I'm in the 390s, I take the 387 fives, maybe the 388s, maybe 387s, right? As we're moving down on these little ticks, say, right? So boom. Now I'm not going to add to the same contract, but we'll open up other contracts and ladder them. So what you're going to be doing, okay, so you see the delta here, maybe you take, these were further out of the money off the open. So let's just say this, right? 85 delta, 68 delta, 50 delta, right? As these come closer into the money, one, you're collecting premium, but then you're also collecting delta, which increases your premium. So you're getting paid more on these moves down. So a lot of people, they'll just take, just their one contract position and ride it all the way down, capitalize on it. This is more of an experience kind of, tactic, but something that I enjoy to do, maybe with one or two more contracts. But right on these ticks here, I'll open another contract. Okay, open another put, okay, and move it on the way down. I'm not adding to my winners. So if I have the 390 puts here, I'm not adding any more 390 puts. I'm going to keep laddering those out of the money strikes and scale along the way. I'm just catching up on the chat. Yeah, so now, right, everyone's gonna go through losses. Right? That's also one thing that I think people have to kind of understand is that everyone wants money now. They want it quickly. They don't want to take any risk. The farmer who buys the seeds takes risk, right? The person who owns a business has overhead costs. They pay rent, they pay lights, they pay whatever. All right. You're going to have market tuition. You're going to take tags in the market, but as long as, those lessons are not, worthless, that you're, learning from them, let's say whatever you lost, whatever percent of your account, as long as you're reviewing yourself and the technical analysis on the chart, that loss will be worth it one day, right? You'll be able to recuperate those losses. A lot of my friends, myself included, right? What I was making I wasn't making anything 2 years ago, but right, making, whatever it was a year and a half, a year ago, right? It's totally different from what it was today. But if you don't have that confidence, you don't have that support and belief in yourself, you're never going to get to that point. You also have to understand that losses, like we've been talking about, are going to happen. And as you grow your account, the further you become experienced, your account grows larger, you're taking bigger trades, you're taking more advanced trades like the laddering, you're going to experience larger losses. Okay, no matter the the more money you make, the more money you'll lose, but it's all about managing how much you lose, how much goes out, how much comes in. So, before, when I first started trading, couldn't fathom a $5,000 loss, a $10,000 loss, right? But it happens. It happens, especially to traders who have larger accounts. Now, for me, if I couldn't fathom that loss, then that's that's a kind of a wall in my trading journey. I'll never get over that mentally, emotionally, and technically. But you have to be able to understand, right? If you're going to make it in trading, you will have negative $1,000 days. You will have negative 5K days. You will have, look at good friend Shinobi of mine, right? Shinobi Signals. He lost on CRM about 28K, right? He posted about it. 28K. The 2-3 days ago, right? It's Friday now. It's all back in his account. Okay, you cannot be weak in the mindset. No whining or moaning or crying about it. You have to come and be like, okay, how am I going to get this back? Now, that also doesn't mean that you need to get you need to recuperate your losses instantly. It will take time, and sometimes it may not be as quickly as a few days. It may take a week or two. It may take a month. But as long as you're going in day out with integrity and with vigilance, and applying the proper kind of skill set to your trading kind of thesis, you'll come out on top, right? What's something that most of you have probably heard, right? Don't trade to make money. Trade to trade good trades, okay? Because the money will follow after that. How do I keep track of open positions when you're laddering your contracts? How do you click through and watch your? I keep it open on my phone. I have the Thinkorswim app, and I look at all my contracts on my phone, look at the percentage, and I also have I have 3 screens, right? This is my stream screen where I go over all of the charts and the trades and everything. But on my other screen, I have 2 active traders opened up. Great tip by my friend Ion. If you guys don't know Ion, you should check him out on Twitter. But 2 active traders open, 2 different charts, everything, 2 different contracts. Sometimes I go, long or short on each side, or, we'll ladder contracts through that. And also right here, this watch list, right? So I have ported in a bunch of different contracts here, right? 390 puts, 387 puts, 384 puts, 382 puts, right? Go through, and you're going to be able to, let's say like, 391. Go to add to QQQ contracts. Okay, look, boom, it's there. Okay, you're going to be able to, easily flip through your contracts. Okay, you see this? You can flip through all these different contracts, manage your trades. You can also buy and sell, on these kind of charts through that. Am I mainly doing market orders for entry and exit? No, I'm normally slapping the ask, and on momentum trades, when it's shoving down, rallying, I'm joining the ask. If I don't get filled on joining the ask, I will sell the bid. And if I really need to get out, I'll just market sell or flatten. Do I use big buttons? This isn't set up for my active trader, right? But these buttons like this, normally I have like I have like buy bid, buy ask, flatten, sell bid, sell ask, sell market, and all these different things. I don't know why it's not popping up, but let's see. But yeah, another thing as well, right? I enjoy and always will aim for trading the trend on the Qs, right? I'm looking for a range. So let me zoom out here a little bit. I've talked about this, and I will recover it or cover over it again, right? But each day we want a range. So I'm looking to trade this. Hold on. Move, right? Looking to trade this. Boom, looking to trade this range down. Boom, looking to trade this range up. Right, it happens every day. You will make a living. You will make not just a living, you will make a fortune if you can find these every day. All right, you see this. Now, when you have contracts like this, okay, right, we found the range. Let's look at what some of these contracts went, right? Now, I do believe that the December 3rds are gone. They're not going to port onto the chart anymore because it is after 8 o'clock. So we'll do the next expiry, which is completely fine. in regards to price action. It may be distorted a little bit off by maybe 30 to 50% just because it's not as volatile. So here we'll go to the December 6th, right? We talked about the 390 puts this morning. Send to 2. All right, charts. Here we go. I took the 3, I think it was like 160 something like that. I don't know, but these are further out, so they're a bit more expensive. Okay, so we talked about taking the spill off right here, 935. You look at 935 right there. Let's say you're a little bit later. Okay, let's say boom right here, 940. That's a pretty reasonable area to enter. 10 minutes after open on a kind of trend like this, 940, pretty far down, right? Let's say you take that ad, okay, and you move it up there. That's 100%, right? In 30 minutes, 940. Look at the bottom. Look at the time right here, 9:45, 10:08, 25 minutes, 100%. Okay, a little bit further, maybe another hour. Okay, 144%, right there, 185%. Okay, now let's look at something further out of the money. You know, like these I traded some 385s today. Actually, I traded 384s, but not on this option chain. Okay, look at this, right? $1.40, maybe a little bit later. Okay, 227s, 120%, 160% towards the high, end of day, 187%. Okay, these are further out. Now on the 0 DTEs, they went absolutely crazy. Like I wish I could show them. Oh, is this it? Oh, this is it. Oh, they're still here. Oh man, here we go. Oops. Let's see right here. Send to 2 charts. All right, right here. Look how cheap. Oops. Look how cheap these contracts are. I made this call, right? We took these. All right, about $1. What is it? $1.50, $1.70 or so, right there. Look what these went towards the end of the day. Look at the box. Look at this box. Okay, see the box where the horizontal cursor is, 60, where it says negative 61%, negative 60% now. Okay, right there, 300%, 400%, 600. Towards the end of the day, 626%. Right, that's the power of options. One contract down here that would have costed you $172, right? $1.72 a contract. So, or for the contract that it's listed, so 172 bucks. Had you held it through the, you know, everything that I've just gone over and displayed, the 9 EMAs, gauging the pivots, lower highs, lower lows, you know, breaking and basing, right? Easily could have sold it up here for $8, $9, right? So from a, you know, that's a $100 move for one contract. What if you take 10 of those, right? $6 grand, $7 grand. 10 contracts down here at $1.70 would have cost you $1,700. How many of you are trading $1,700 in a small cap rather frequently? Okay, put your money into a better position, into a better perspective, and you know, I'm doing much less work, trading with much less capital, and making much more. Yeah, I realized that. So exactly, Q. You know, so let's see if I have any more things to cover. But I mean, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up here, right? This was a great review that, you know, we went through, showcasing, you know, why, you know, let's go over, you know, what we went through, right? Analyzing a plan. Okay, we'll just walk through it really quickly. Analyzing a plan before market open, getting all of our levels, previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, pre-market low, after hour levels as well. Okay, getting a trend line, something to base off of that's a current trend on the micro trend. All right, getting our contracts, saying, hey, if price comes up here and if price does this, I'm taking these. Okay, no hesitation. We're fast. Okay, if price comes down here, if it wants to bounce, then it's not. But if it breaks in bases, we're going to continue down. We're going to take this trend. We're going to ladder contracts. We're going to watch our EMAs. We're going to watch VWAP. We're going to see the interaction between our pivots. Is it making lower highs and lower lows? Are we getting little breaches in between? Always ask questions. Push yourself. Don't be a lazy trader. So, I really want to showcase, what our goals are, in the Patreon for this coming month. Tomorrow, I will have a kind of homework activity, and I want everyone to be able to kind of, introduce where they are on their trading journey, the goals that we are going to have for the end of the month, right? Wrapping up 2021. And what are our major faults and how you plan to get over them, right? These are things that I push in order for traders to not be able to just be locked into the charts all the time, but really, delve into their emotions. Now, I understand the statistic is, majority of traders are males, but there are, female traders. So I do understand that and take that into consideration. But for most traders who are men and just humans in general, right? They're very stubborn. I'm a male, right? I'm a man. I'm very stubborn. I don't want to be wrong. Okay, that's gonna kill you as a trader. Not being able to accept your fault, like, hey, apologizing, to your spouse or a family member, admitting to being wrong, accepting defeat, right? You have to. You're not going to be right 100% of the time. You're not going to be right 90% of the time. Okay. You have to understand that trading is a game of probability, and with probability, you will take losses. But if you can minimize those losses, and ride your winners, you'll be in good for the long run. So we'll go through the overview of the room. 1 second here. For those who are looking, right, this is going to be the last kind of live session. I normally do these every week in the Discord. I've showed you guys. We'll just do it again. I have over 50 videos. Where's it at? Right here. Right, I have over 50 videos showcasing all of the tools and strategies that I use, things to overcome, very, very tons of valuable information in here. How I look at charts, how I trade these charts. They're all about an hour long to kind of keep the tempo and the pace going in your learning, and very helpful information that is going to, everyone who's been in the Patreon since August has watched all these videos. If some of the members that are in the Stacks chat or the House of Stacks, they of course, they've been in there since August. They're still there, simply due to the fact that the information that we're putting out is accurate and very valuable in regard to the market. But we have all those previously recorded videos. Okay, 1 second. Right, trading floor. A lot of the commentary today was on stream just because we were focused and so honed in on this move down. But we do have the voice all the way down here, right? And I'll run multiple streams just to make sure that everyone can watch the stream. Moving forward, like I said, this will be the last educational live session on Twitch. And moving forward, it'll all be in the Discord as well as majority of the Twitch streams. I will very seldomly stream on Twitch, maybe once a week, maybe twice. And it'll be after open, right? It's not going to include any of the pre-market prep or how I'm executing open. That is all going to be very valuable information and something that I'd like to keep within the Discord to respect those members, right? So, let's see. And it is the last month, like we also talked about on the Patreon, for the current price. Let me see here. And that's simply due to the fact that I put in a ton of time and effort into this. It's not something that's just a hobby of mine, or I don't really have to do this, but I really enjoy helping people, and I like helping people who are serious. For me, trading is very serious. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be putting in all of the hours, putting out content, and trading, right? You're going to walk through my whole trading session live. There are times where, we trade through difficult chop, and there are times where it's very, very profitable for everyone in the room, right? No one is going to come out and instantly be profitable, right? It's about building those kind of steps towards that consistency and independence. So this is the last month, right? This will be the last opportunity to lock in current membership price of $60. All members will be grandfathered in and not affected by the price increase in January. So you'll stay at this price and it'll go up to 90. But we revolve around educational sessions and viable trade ideas. Membership provides access to the Discord. Chart requests and any questions will be answered. Sessions, mentoring, all of it. Going through the Discord, right? I have a watch list inside bar plays. Mainly I've been focusing on the queues and updating the queues because that's where I'm making majority of my money, right? Would you rather come into trading small caps and try to hunt what's going to be the runner, or know what's going to move for you and know what you're going to make your money on that day, right? That's why I enjoy trading the queues. Stack chat, we go through. This is where most traders are communicating and talking throughout the day. I also come in here and talk quite a bit, anything that's not a call, but in regards to trading. Swing ideas, crypto, options. This is just where a lot of people have enjoyed the room. Questions, we go through chart review. I went through a ton of chart review last night, catching up, answering. You guys are going to post your charts. I'm going to give you my feedback on what you're doing well and what you could improve, right? So let's just go through and right. Here's Bull Capital's post from yesterday. He noted that he scaled in here and that he cut his position at 10 o'clock, right at the break of the supply. So what did I say? Where's it at? One major thing with options is knowing how long you can hold. I feel like this was a good trade, but also a very quick scale out. A green trade is a good trade nonetheless, but try to incorporate your pivots and EMAs if possible to hold on to your winners, right? Because look at this move. He sells rather quickly, but he misses out on a very large move here, right? On a large cap option, if you have calls and it goes in your direction, right? One looks about 160.7 and it moves up almost a whole point. This is a very large move for your contract, right? You left a lot of meat on the table, and I'm going to try to piece together how you can go forward and improve that, right? This is all of the commentary we go through. I have to get through some more tonight. There's only one more where someone's posted. Now, profits and percents, right? We go through. This is where it gets real, right? Because people are making money, and people also are coming to the realization that, hey, I'm going to lose money, right? That's always going to happen. You're not, especially if a lot of you guys are learning. The main thing that I talk about when trading, right, especially if you're new to learning options, you have to be able to size down, not trade for the yearning for the profit, but instead trade in order for you to trade well, right? You want to build the consistency along the way, right? Runners of the week, Minnesota Tom handles, problems trading channel. This is where a lot of traders will come along and see the similarities and understand that, hey, maybe everything that I'm dealing with, other traders are dealing with, you can learn from each other's problems and understand, that a lot of the time our problems are very simple and kind of easily preventable. So Maple's charts, if you've gone through this, right, a lot of you new members should. I have added a start here just to try to navigate all the way through the Discord. So this kind of helps you out, kind of learn what we're doing. Maple's charts, right? These are all of my setups. This is a buy and sell setup to show you where I was buying and selling in order to kind of give you a perspective on what's successful when trading. Just another lesson here, noting where all of these pivots are. Homework channel, I have this out tonight, right? We talked about what the topic would be for this following month and how we are going to improve ourselves mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and not just on the chart. Live sessions, of course. These are all my tweets with all of my threads. Reading, these are all of these books that are available here. Strategies, we have a good amount of courses available for everyone. Supply and demand, some more courses available. News plays, how to trade news plays, screenshots and tips. These are just kind of formations and things that you should be watching out for and you should learn. There's a ton of information in here that's very basic and easy to digest if you're just relaxing on aftermarket close or on the weekend or something. Think scripts. These are all the scripts that I have used in the past, have tested, and have enjoyed, right? There's some workspaces in here, some OG kind of scripts that, not a lot of people have maintained, as well as some YouTube videos and some links going along through a bunch of different information. But so far, right, we talked about, I have 42 spots left, it looks like. And after that, that's going to be it. So with those 42 spots, everyone will be grandfathered in, and anyone after January will have to, they'll no longer be able to join at that price, right? So let me see. Does on-demand work with options within TOS? Looking to walk through trades and options while I'm learning this weekend. I don't think, I haven't back tested it, so I'm not exactly sure, but I asked someone in Stack Chat, I'm sure that they know. But right, guys, this is what we do I do it almost every day, but 3 to 5 times a week. My kind of schedule is 8 a.m. in the morning, trade pre-market, prep, planning our trades, trading until about 1 o'clock each day, and then coming at night around 8:30, 9 o'clock, doing this kind of review, walking through some trades. A lot of times I also have members that will come in and speak on voice so that I can talk to everyone, and you guys get in some questions on a more kind of in-depth level than just this kind of interface where I'm just talking to you through Twitch. As well as plans for the week, my key takeaways, index analysis, where's the chart, I don't like to predict. I'm much more of a reactive kind of trader because, right, if you come through, you're looking, the night before, I don't like taking positions and overnighting, right, because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. And I really, every morning, will go through this channel strategy that I have, kind of tweaked and used for quite a while, not just in large caps, but in small caps, for years now. And something that I am very used to trading and comfortable trading. And if I wasn't comfortable trading, I wouldn't display it to 200 plus people every single day. Let's see. So, but I hope that everyone learned something from this session. This will be the last one for the Twitch, the rest of all throughout the next, even this weekend, right? I'll be up in the morning. I'll post a few lessons, a few strategies, breakout things that I like to trade, formations that are my favorite in the morning. Those will all be available for everyone in the Patreon. I also do a live session on Sunday night, preparing ourselves for the following week, and keeping everyone kind of in check with their emotions. And yes, a lot of people get eager and excited to trade the following week, but we really need to quell those emotions and come to the desk with a very clear mindset, not being overly bullish or overly bearish, not taking anything with haste, not predicting but reacting. And once we can react, we can kind of engage with the trend and react as the trend unfolds, right? Because had you taken the puts that I called out this morning, even if you sold it down here, this was like 140%, 180% move, depending on which contract and how further out of the money you were. So I do appreciate everyone who's tuned in tonight. If you have any questions on the Patreon or the Discord group, the House of Stacks, please message me. I'm very open, very quick with responses, and very everything's full disclosure. Okay, you can ask anyone if you are in House of Stacks, right? If anyone has any doubts. Everyone who has been in the Discord, even this past week, but even the last few months, they'll let you know that we put in fucking work, right? Every day, I'm pushing everyone, pushing myself. I will not miss a day unless I really have to, because I want everyone to be able to succeed, and I want everyone to push themselves to be the best trader and gain that independence in order for them to live and achieve the goals that and the quality of life that they want to, kind of attain. So I hope that you guys learned something from this. I hope you took notes. You can of course rewatch this. I've done a session every night this week. I've done 4 now. This is the 4th one on Twitch, so those 4 will be available for you guys to watch. And you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll catch everyone in the House of Stacks Discord. tomorrow morning and on Sunday. And it looks like we have 38 spots left. So after that, that's a wrap. So let's have a great month of December, everyone. Get some studying in and enjoy some time off this weekend. So you guys have a good rest of your evening. Have a good weekend. Go outside, stretch, get some sun, hydrate, please. Eat some vegetables. Do something that, is going to be beneficial to yourself in your downtime. And let's kill it next week. So you guys take care and enjoy.